Now it's time.
Hello, welcome back to the Danish derby, Mad Lions versus Heroic, and so far Heroic has had the upper hand in the fight. They're definitely looking like the stronger team. My name is Risk, alongside me is Tom Biz. We're going to be your guides for this next map coming up.
Will there be more than one though? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's the question, really. Like,
is it going to be one more map and then we head over to the NA guys, or are we at least going to get a little bit of a show? Because that's the big thing for me, is that realistically, I don't think the first map we saw was awful. Like, there were definitely some moments. It was a very slow start, though, which was definitely a bit more of an issue. And going into Inferno, if you have a slow start and you have communication issues, you're dead in the water. Like, you don't stand a chance, especially on the CT side. So I'm hoping that we'll see slightly better from Mad Lions. The only worry for me is this is now Heroic's pick.
Yeah, before the break, this was the map that Heroic liked to play. It was not a problem for them, around 70% win rate. For the guys over at Mad Lions, they played it twice, and they won one and lost one, as far as I remember. So this is not a map that they have played a lot, but we have to focus on the fact that this is after a month of break. So all those stats, we can't really use them that much. Counter smoke here. Roy with a deep grenade does 50 plus damage.
He's at least whittled away a couple of players. The problem is it's still going to be an after-plant position and a very nice take from the side of Heroic.
2 players retaking from Banana, though. That's going to be interesting, because they don't really have a setup for it right now. Stown is watching from this tough angle.
I like this, though. They're taking control of the church. And then that's going to make this retake even tougher. So many angles being held and no real position to get back into the round. I think that was an important point, though, is that if they were in the positions they were initially in when that banana flank comes in, that's really tough to hold on to. But I like the fact that Heroic then went, okay, we're gonna take control past the coffins into the church side, and then basically there was nothing that the remaining players could do.
Exactly, and you could almost see it came from the communication from Stown, who was watching the banana. He then turns and watches CT and says, okay, they're 1 or 2 close, not in church yet. And then the movement just comes on the back of church. They know, okay, we can take this area and hold it because we have a weak point in the banana angle. So very nicely communicated. Once again, we're guessing. We don't have the team's communication, but that's what it seemed like.
We should get you in there. You know, you can translate everything. Obviously, the Mad Lions one should be in English, but
Innocent is so flashed. He got chain flashed. That's 2 flashes, maybe even 3 in a row. Completely.
Do you reckon they switch now? So, like in a round like this where he's already dead, they just go, "All right, Innocent, sorry, bro."
They would probably do it for now, but going down further the stretch, if he's kept on the team, then they should keep it in English. But for now, where it's still so new and so fresh, then they would probably. But there's not a lot to talk about anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, we have to remember the fact that they have a coach who's not Danish also. So the communication in practice, when they're not playing, has been in English also. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing when like English is being spoken. The main point with Danish people talking English is that our accent is terrible. But vocabulary and everything is fine, so we can easily speak the language.
Then again, saying that, like wasn't Peacemaker also the coach of Tai Lu?
Yeah, he's been everywhere, man.
So he probably does know how to work with people who have absolutely no idea what he's saying.
that is true, yeah.
He had to, what was he? He had to talk to Ben Tet, who spoke a bit of Chinese, who would then try and translate it for the rest of the team.
This is way easier.
Yeah, this is simple. He just has to communicate clearly in English. That's it.
No worries.
He doesn't have to rip his hair out like Blair probably did if he would have been involved in that team. It's all right. Ben Tet's free now. He's free. Free like a bird.
Double nade stack doesn't really do anything because Heroic are nowhere near the position. They actually got scared from that Molotov coming in early, and now the re-aggression takes place. They're going to take top banana, easy peasy. 1 player rotating in from the CT side, and Nico gets all the space in mid that he needs. Heroic in this situation, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to force any issues because they know that they can just run into a bomb site with 20 seconds to go and just have the better weaponry. They're just trying to take every advantage they can get, trying to make Mad Lions do a panic move, push aggressively, get out of position.
Yeah, the only worry is that, remember, a lot of the weaponry that was kept from the previous round is still in play. There's a few deagles here and there. Is that aggression? The flashbang's good. It's going to be shush, actually, with a couple, making things a bit more costly. Now, Astillion was just sat back on the side. They did spot a flash come from the B side, so they should have still known that there was another player there. And now it's left all onto the remaining Deeg of Acor. Even a kill here would be great. Just force a few more rebuys, because there's already a lot of money being built up. And although he gets the first very clean, the second won't quite come through. Only 2 players surviving for Heroic, but ultimately, all this really means is their bonus round is slightly less of a bonus round.
Yeah. It's only going to be 1 and 4, really, and then Agilil, the rest of the guys are going to be on full weapons.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they lost too many weapons here, even though it's only bonus weapons for Heroic, but I kind of feel like they laid too much. Cocadian actually hasn't bought an AWP. He's on a Desert Eagle right now. Full utility, so they actually, what they're saying right now, Heroic, is that this is our bonus round. We're going to keep it bonus, and we can buy the next one if we lose this, and get an AWP as well. Interesting.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a good choice, but it's definitely worth trying if you feel like you are better than your opponents right now individually. This is a nice
attack. Tesla's could have just given him something and then bought an AK, but either way, the round is underway. And it is working fairly well considering what was invested. Now, Cadian's got himself an M4, so it really isn't too much of a problem. Maybe knowing that they were going to go for a faster play in this round. And they've ended up in a 3v3 with rifles on either side and an after-plant position. I think they'd be quite happy with that.
For sure. Interesting choice, but it does work out. Aiko with the AWP, very hard for him to retake, but he does have a Molotov and a nade, so he can kind of shuffle out some of these positions from the CTs. But he is coming from short. That means that he can only go for the well, position where Down is in currently. Now he knows there's one at the bike. Roy trying to come in, get his first frag of the map. Down is just dueling. Doesn't see anyone. Cadian sprays away like a madman. We'll get something from it, though. Bomb is still ticking away. There is no kit. This round is won. They can't defuse it. There's no time.
Oh, dear. Well, it seems like Cadian's going down with the ship.
Yeah, but
only
one player surviving.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They lose a player as well because of the deep plant. So that is not a bad round at all.
Heroic are very happy with this. They deny the economy of the CT side while actually winning in a bonus round of their own and getting the bomb down. This is perfect for them.
Echo, of course, AWP
is
saved by someone else, so I'm surprised to see him try and be a little bit more aggressive in this round, but I think Heroic will know that, well, firstly, they've made a hell of a lot of cash, but also whatever's on the other side is probably not going to be ideal, and in fact, they're already taking some pretty hefty control into the middle. Oh, just that couldn't have been worse timing, and Deco doubles up. A-site completely on lock, and well, it's looking like an almost carbon copy of what we had in the last map. A very strong early start from Heroic, and probably the last thing you want to see if you're a Mad Lions fan.
This is going to be a save of the weaponry they have stacked up. Of course, still Innocent with head armor and some utility. I would like Roy to just see if he can get something done, steal an AK away or do some damage, because that Desert Eagle doesn't really matter. But Aiko and Innocent definitely has to stay put. And that will be the game plan for the remaining part of this round. Get in with 64. Will be able to stay in the pit if he's in the far corner. If he's shielded, so that should be a problem.
Yeah, the bomb's planted further forward anyway.
Yeah, oh, it's so deep anyway, yeah. That's no worries then.
That's always one of those funny plants where you see someone try to save on the edge of arch, which is normally fine, and then they get killed from the bomb because it was planted deep. But it's actually a pretty powerful position, especially if you have apps control. I feel like that's one of those like late after plant positions that you can utilize quite well. Not something that Heroic have really needed thus far, as they've won rounds off time, SMGs, and fairly aggressive plays.
Here we go.
First proper buy, though.
Yeah, this is the buy. This is the round where Mad Lions can put their foot down. You got the best player on the team right now since Pupski has been transferred, has been sold to Astralis. Now Aiko is that star of the team. And he has to step up. He has to ult.
He had a very good first map, but I feel like there's a lot more opportunities for him on a map like Mirage.
Oh, would you say there are more opportunities on this map?
Yeah, that pun's been used to death. Like, it's probably the most overused pun in all of Counter-Strike.
That's why it's the best. Bad jokes are the best jokes.
Right, just jump spotting. This is something a lot of the time you see an AWPer doing, just like set up on the angle. Instead, he's just going to be there with some spare utility to try and slow down this push, and you can already see the rotation coming back from Acre, although he is trying to delay as much as possible before he puts that smoke down.
This is an interesting choice because now they're going to have like 25 seconds to execute, and Acre has a Molotov plus a nade. So this is actually an interesting one. I think Heroic might get caught on the timing here. Let's wait and see when that Molotov comes down from Acre. Or is he going to take the first shot? He's going to take the shot, then put the nade, and then the Molotov down. This should shut them out of the site. They'll have to go through this fire and lose a bunch of HP. But actually, 2 guys get through. 3 guys on the other side. It's blocked them off.
I think it was slightly too deep, but the time is running out. Nico still gets the kill. Now the plant is everything, but it will come down. A 3v4 after plant, not ideal, but still workable. Especially with all of the utility for Mad Lions just being used to delay them getting into the site. They don't have anything to use now. Peek out, and everybody's slaughtered at once. It's left onto Cadian and Shush in a 1v1. And Cadian's going to manage to get back around the corner now. Shush is expecting his position, and he'll win the battle as well. Have time for the defusal with the kit, no problem. And it is going to be 5-1. Mad Lions onto the board once again, but it is a costly, costly round.
I do love the fact that they actually, like, they're saving some utility for the last 40 seconds. Mad Lions here. I love the fact that they were able to put down the denial of space in towards the side. I didn't see the Molotov. Maybe it was too deep, but it definitely caught 3 players on the far end of Banana and 2 players pushing in so they could kind of section them off. Very nicely done, and also good timing from Roy with the smoke that he was saving for so long. He bought like 10, 15, maybe extra seconds on that. So, very nicely done. First round on the board for Mad Lions. In a 1v1 though, but still, first round on the board.
Yeah, the problem with that is it does have to start to be a streak of rounds, not just an individual one, especially with 5 already on the T side. That's already not a bad half. Nice support from Innocent. Got his first kill onto the board. Make it a second as well. He will eventually burn, but... Oh, no, sorry. That's Roy, actually, who's burnt. Innocent will survive a little bit longer. And he needs to try and hold down the fort while the rotation comes in, as the rest of the team are going to push through, and he's caught. That flash from Baruch was absolutely perfect. And they gained this site control once again, and this time in a little bit more of an even scenario.
Very standard flash to throw. Completely caught off guard there, Innocent. He was expecting them to run through and then maybe flash later or something. I don't know. Definitely didn't work out. Cadian at the second box. Just hiding, just waiting. The CTs have to make a move first. Oh, and a high flash as well for Tessus. Let's see Tessus now. Actually, he missed the shot, so now it's out to Borb. There's some time left, and if Acre pre-fires with the smoke, if they spot him, they can actually make this work, but one goes down. Another one is on the bomb, and he will make it with a few seconds to go. Astillion with the defuse coming in. A few more seconds of holding, and that would have been a heroic round. But I kind of feel like either the high flash from Cadian was too late, or maybe Tessa's like timing going into that duel was wrong.
I think the CTs were further forward than they actually thought they were. So I think the plan was that if they were towards the back, towards the ruins, that flashbang leaves them blind. Tessus peeks, easy kills. But because they were in front of it, the flash goes off behind them, and Tessus is just staring them in the eyes. Yeah. This round, at least, a very aggressive push down. Now, there's still money here for Heroic. They've been getting bomb plants, and they won some rounds relatively clean.
Oh, wow. Okay,
that's very risky. So risky by the side of Mad Lions, desperately trying to get back into the round. Now, Astillion has at least found a kill, and Innocent going for an all-out play. It's actually 2 kills, but only one of them is attributed to him, as Stown kills off Cadian and leaves us in a 2v2. We've had a few different scenarios like this.
This is interesting, Tom, because the bomb is on Banana, and Stown is going for the kill instead, and Nico is on the opposite side of the map. Now Mad Lions, What do they think is going on now? Because they just got a kill on one guy into church, but there was no bomb. So now Astillion is probably thinking, okay, he's taken the bomb. He's probably gone the other way around. But he is positioning himself in CT spawn, which is the right call at this point. Timing is going to be for Nico. 16 HP and so much utility left. He can smoke CT. He can hold from Palace. He actually gets the AWP. He's not going to use any of the utility. He's just going to hold the angle. So aggressive. And that works out. That's no problem.
Oh, these are the rounds that we sort of talk about. A very calm and collected player. And, well, not normally the person we attribute to being the star, but 9-4 at the moment for Nico. More importantly, we sort of spoke about how Mad Lions need to be stringing rounds together. And although they've been getting the victories, they've been close. 2 players in the last round, 1 in the round before. And because of that, well, we get this sort of dicey buy. Now, I love a Mag 7, so I'm not going to complain, but for the competitiveness of the map, I hope the next round's slightly better.
Deep Molotov onto short. And the teammates just... Yeah, I like this little pre-fire. They know they're up against a very, very low economy round. So just pre-fire all the angles. Make sure that no one's going to trick you. Oh, actually, taking Shush down with the wallbang to 60 HP. Once again, attention to detail for Heroic at this point. Shush is just not getting a break.
No. Well, they're going to try and push, and Tessus is waiting. They double upped into the apartments. Well, Shush actually gets the win in the end. I'm quite surprised by that. I didn't think out of all the players left alive, he'd be the one to get a kill. And if anything, his is the most valuable, as he makes a fair bit of extra cash off the back of that. But even still, 4 players alive for Heroic after a couple of close rounds. It keeps their economy nice and strong going forward. For the CT side, once again, they're up with a purchase.
For Banana, being thrown here. So let's see some early pressure from Heroic towards that position. Right, pushed all the way back. He's actually expecting a full push. That's why he throws that bounce grenade on the wall, but nothing's happening. Look at that. 2 Molotovs burned and 1 nade. They were expecting a full push onto B. Roy has nothing left. His teammate Innocent has a smoke left with 125 on that B bomb side. So if they can bait out the smoke, and they do actually, there is no utility left to contain these terrorists on Banana. And I think maybe Cadian knows this. So he's calling, let's just wait it out. You guys make noise in mid. And then in 20 seconds, you come hit Banana and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah,
very nice.
A couple of flashbangs. That's pretty much it. And there's not been any rotation, no alarm bells rung just yet. And they're going to have plenty of time as well. Cadian looking into the side, but they're actually both on the CT side. One boosted up as they look to dry peek in. A free kill onto the first, but they still don't check the boost. A clear out not happening. And Roy gets away with 2. More than expected. Still nothing to hold on to the cross. And now Cadian left 1v3.
They should have gotten more out of that, but still it's possible. Cadian has a Molotov. He's scoping in just before he hits Church, so he doesn't make any noise. So he's trying to get the first kill here for someone pushing in and then rotating off to hold a close range angle with the AWP. But will he get a challenge? Yes, and he hits the shot. Molotov onto Banana. Spots another one. Did he hear the footsteps behind him? Searches for the 4th. And he finds that position. 1v1 now. No scope, Cadian. Another one. Flashbang into the air. Cadian, can he make it happen? Acol comes in with the USP, but he couldn't find the bomb. He was completely flashed and doesn't have any kit. Cadian will win that.
That no-scope was absolute filth as well. The flick onto the remaining player. Such a sick round from Cadian. And these are the flashy plays we talk about. Both players moving at such high speed as he hits them. That's just pure reactions, nothing else.
What a round. For both sides, I actually feel like Mad Lions, they did very well coming into that, coming into the retake, and also in general of just holding off the T side, getting kills. But Cadian in the clutch was just better than anyone. Anyone on the server there. No one could do anything against him. Nice shot from Acol through the wall. Now another chance.
Round. He had the impact we saw on the last, and he's going to get overwhelmed after the missed shot. The only defender of this A site, and it is now open for business. We're going to see all the utility expended anyway, just to make sure it's carefully cleared. Ultimately, this is looking like a 9th.
9-2 might be the potential. CT side of Mad Lions trying to get something with this round, seeing if they can do some kind of damage, grab a weapon or two. Since they have enough money to buy next round, yes, they could save their small armors and utility and something, but the players without an AK picked up should definitely see if they can get an exit kill here. And they are trying that. Smoke from Shush trying to bait out any duels.
You see the nade in. Yeah. I don't think it's going to play enough of a part because of where
the Dosia nade. Here we go.
Bomb is. But they might be able to kill off at least Barat. Yep, there you go. That's one. And I think Tessus will be fine. It's deep enough of a plant, as I said. If that was the standard default plant, he's dead, and probably so is half the team. But at least they take down one. It's something a little bit extra. They pick up a gun as well, which is not too bad. Obviously, we saw earlier in the round Heroic making sure that they juggle away the AWP because they don't want that to be given over for free. So you'll still see a few pieces missing on the other side in terms of extra utility. But it's a pretty damn good buy coming up for Mad Lions.
In the smoke on Banana. There are actually 3 players here, and he'll spot Kaden. Surely no Kaden sees him instead. That's always such a hard thing to kind of understand from the angle that we are watching from. It's not exactly always the same with the smokes and how they view them, the players. Definitely thought Eiko had that one on lockdown, but Kaden got the better of him. Double Molotovs towards Palace. Innocent cannot rotate in. I'll have to wait. That smoke makes no sense. And Asilian will do a great job.
I think the smoke maybe bounces back a little bit if there isn't a Molotov there. Instead, it lands on the Molotov. But we still end up in a 1 versus 2. The first kill already going the way of Stown. Hasn't had much to do so far in this series, but it's definitely winnable, especially with the afterplant position. But I like this wraparound from Asilian to team up with Roy.
Interesting.
Will both be coming from the same angle. Deep smoke expended. Nade thrown in, but it's only going to be one. A nice attempt from Stown. Again, every time we see Mad Lions get around onto the board, it seems to be a huge amount of cost.
Yeah.
And well, it's only going to be 1 player alive again.
Once again, like I like the call here from Asilian and from Mad Lions. They know they're in a 2v1. They have an idea that he's contained on the bomb side. Just go for a trade. Like, no reason to try and make an epic play where you just go in and get the 1v1 duel. Just make sure that if the first guy misses the frag, the refrag is there a second later, so you make absolutely sure you win the round. No funny business whatsoever. Nice call. And now 3 rounds on the board for Mad Lions, but they need more.
Once again, we're not going to see too much from the early AWP. They have also done some damage to Heroic's economy over the last few rounds. A couple of SMGs, but on a map like Inferno, you can definitely shut the distance. Down, however, has been catching nades for days. Only 18 HP, and yeah, I think it's a wise decision to swap that gun over to Nico, give him a bit more of an opportunity to do some
Keep your
damage.
eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for the Molotov on Tessus if he decides to use that on the 3rd box position, which currently has Roy there. Wait and see. Nope, they'll just push in, and then that position will be very, very good. Finds the first one, finds the second. Roy not with the 3rd. And the Molotov will be kept in the hands of Tessus. Smoke will dissolve in CT spawn, but Stown is on the other end of the map. Maybe just trying to deny saved weapons or something, but it's a 2v2, but Mad Lions are not going to go for this. They have a kid on Shush, but they shouldn't go for it, I feel like, with so little time.
Yeah, that's a shame. Like, you have to feel like if they'd maybe started rotating a little bit earlier, not realizing how much damage had been done, this could have been a winnable round. Instead, as you said, it's just too far gone at this point. And while the low Tessus is probably going to breathe a sigh of relief, but it's double digits. Like, it has to be said, we've sort of been talking about this as almost a back and forth, a bit of a battle, but realistically, this is a masterclass on the T side from Heroic. 10 rounds. They're playing fantastically well. It doesn't seem like, again, there's much of a weak link within the server. I'm impressed, and sure, this is a new addition to a team and a bit of a change for the Mad Lions squad, but realistically going forward, I think if you're another team in this tournament, you're still going to be sat there thinking, okay, this could be a tough battle for us, especially for the likes of Big, who have just had a bit of a troublesome time facing off against Endpoint.
Kaden with the AWP on Banana. Trying to deny any aggressive peeks from the CT side. Round number 14 this one, and if Mad Lions cannot get this one to go, their economy is not going to be good. Yes, they have a big loss bonus, but it's not going to be full utility. It's not going to be double AWP. It's not going to be the ideal buy. And Nico with the opener. Secondary from Cadian. Aiko answers back though, but he's only with an M4. Cadian through the box. Okay. Relax, my friend.
I don't even need it now. Save those ones for later. They're already winning this round without shots like that. Is this really going to be another save?
Yep.
I'll be honest.
They don't have money. Yeah,
but at this point, is it worth it? Like, you're basically going, our best option now is an 11-4 CT half. Like, I just don't believe that you're going to be able to do enough anyway. And that's if you win the round.
You gotta believe.
I don't.
That's the problem.
They're not from the UK. I don't have to have blind faith.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But yeah, it is a really tough call to make in this situation. And it's probably either... Well, I don't actually know how communications-wise it works. I guess they have coach communication throughout the entire round. But it might be a decision made by a Zillion or Peacemaker in this scenario. As we just enjoy that secondary flick from Cadian. But it is a tough one to call because 2v3, no Molotovs, or maybe one Molotov. Kits on both players, like it's not impossible, but it's improbable to win it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it just comes to a point where you have to go, okay, we need to start taking a few risks because otherwise, well, we're looking at a 12-3 half realistically.
But then again, Tom, like, thanks to these two safe weapons, they get an almost full buy. Yes, they're missing an AWP and some utility.
That's the positive.
But they get 5 rifles and some utility and 4 kits, which is a bit of an overstatement. Okay.
Ooh, here we go. Fast playing towards the A side. It's actually both players up on short and in middle at the moment. It's a bit of a weird scenario, but, well, 2 players already gone. The third will fall as well. And I guess it didn't matter what weapons they had in this round. They've just been absolutely slaughtered. Cadian even taking some aggressive peeks to fight versus Roy. They have no fear at this point, and rightly so. Innocent, the new man on the block, the one Pole within a sea of Danes trying to put Poland back on the map. And he's just going to get himself a single kill, a second as well. But there won't be anything more. A 12-3 half in favor of Heroic, looking to make this a quick 2-0. We'll see if they can after a short break.
Welcome back to DE Inferno, where Heroic are currently showcasing a masterclass in how to play this map. Definitely on the T side, securing themselves 12 rounds. And now with, well, let's say a pistol and a nice little buy-up, they're going to win this map and therefore this game. Let's wait and see if that will happen or Mad Lions will come back.
They're currently fighting for who will be the next team scouted by Astralis. We'll be going forward to see who is stolen next, but this is a weird pistol. They've gone all the way down mid and gone, wait, have we got back up banana again? What's going on here? Realizing that it must be a second mid push.
Okay, Teskus is in a good position here, I feel like. If he just holds his position, he can both like be here outside the ball area, and he could actually have gone behind the T players, but they're just freezing right now. So standing their ground, standing in the positions they have, and waiting for the execute to come in. Asilian has a smoke, same does Echo, so definitely want to get those two down. Maybe one outside of apartments and one towards the small pit. Kaden does find the first one. It's actually going to be a long smoke and then a small pit smoke. So let's see how this works out. Kaden still taking fights. Innocent with a double entry. Innocent might be able to come in with one more, but it will be Echo and Roy both with one. It's down now in a 1v3. Post-plant Molotov on Echo.
Spotted Innocent out. Fight he doesn't really need to take, but finding out a lot of information. Pop flash will come in, but it won't do anything. And well, there's enough time for Stown to get past the Molotov, in fact, but Echo's there to close it out. A decent pistol from Mad Lions, especially pushing into the stack site and adapting after losing so much map control. There will at least be a fourth for them and a lifeline.
Nicely done. It took a while for them to get there, but they got to the bomb site in the end. And double from Innocent, double from Echo. And Heroic, straight timeout out of this one because, well, they haven't used any yet. And they haven't been pressured yet. And this is a round where they could throw kind of a wrench in the gears of Mad Lions if they do something spectacular here. And Nico's already signaled that he wants to go for a play. He wants to go for the Deagle armor utility buy. We might also see a scout here at some point. See Kaden also pretty good with it. What's the play, Heroic? What's the idea here? Kaden saving money, everyone else buying down. So it's going to be Deagles. Deagles, nades, and utility, and Nico taking a stab in the back. That always sucks. But hey.
Takes everything for the team. Even a stab in the back.
Kaden swings out middle, spots no one, which confirms that it's either going to be a banana play or second mid play. And currently 4 players towards the banana.
Well, this is interesting as well because Mad Lions have gone away from what I would call the norm on this map and actually gone heavily in for the rifles. Normally you see more SMGs and more utility, and they've gone for the Galils and AKs, but it seemingly is working. Taking those fights, maybe expecting a bit more aggression than what we'd normally tend to see. They've still got to be careful, though, because there's one man lurking in the back. It's going to be Tessus with the Deeg. It's only one. And Cadian left 1v4. Again, with the amount of rifles that have been invested, even making things costly would be great for his squad, but realistically, not much chance for a win.
No, definitely not. Yeah, Cadian, that doesn't work when you don't have a crowd, mate.
What do you mean? He's looking at the virtual crowd that we.
I don't think I can yell as loud so he can hear me in Copenhagen. I will try, but I don't think that's.
Aren't you like neighbors or something? All Danish people live in the same place?
No, we don't. Sadly.
Ah,
that would have been nice though.
I thought there was only like 45 Danish people, and they all play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're only off by like 5.5 million, so quick maths.
Close enough.
Which is basically what I guess like lives in Kiev alone. So we're not a big country.
I'm not going to pretend to know those numbers.
We're not a big country.
Have a look.
Eco now for Heroic.
2.8 million.
Yeah. That's like half of Denmark in one city.
And yet you somehow managed to take most of the cold wind and all put it into Denmark.
Very nice. Love me some cold wind and rain.
I bet you'd like some now, to be honest. How hot it's been.
I ain't complaining. I got like a kiddie pool outside where I can like lay down when it's too warm, so it's no problem. Some guys who are getting warmed up right now, though, are Mad Lions. It's down here. Probably won't be able to get anything done, but let's wait and see if you can trick someone. Nah, not gonna happen. Mad Lions on the brink of their 6th round, but on the other side of things, the money that we can see on Heroic will give them a great buy in this next coming round. Cadian will have an AWP. Everyone will have full utility. If they can just maybe deny a few weapons here, that would be great for them. And they will. No kits, so there's no defuse going to come in, but yeah, this is interesting. Actually, the Molotov forces them away, but they're spending so much money. Like, there's so many weapons denied. Shush, will he be able to pick up an AK? He'll actually run. Oh, he finds an AK, finally. But only one weapon saved. That is very expensive for Mad Lions.
Yeah, that never should have happened, especially once the bomb went down and it was a clean take. That's the most impressive thing from Heroic, is the fact that that was them retaking with nothing and just using the pistols to their advantage, playing together as a squad. And I think we are seeing the polar differences at the moment. There's clearly some synergy and some synergy issues, I guess you could say, on the other side. But as said, it's kind of expected with their current situation. Nade over the top. They're going to put the pressure on Cadian, who's already tagged. And you can see his opposing AWPer on the other side looking for a shot over the top. And in fact, a couple of counter nades are actually going to dunk straight onto Innocent, but it does come with the trade.
Down with the AWP. 10 HP makes sense. Remaining 3 Heroic players, of course, with M4s. Still some utility remaining. Smoke towards long library. And now Mad Lions will try to execute in towards this A-bomb site that has currently Nico, Tessus, and Cadian ready and waiting. Checking every angle, and now they have to check this position. Cadian is actually crouched in, but will he go for the spray or will he stay? He actually stays put, so he can just come in with the backstab. And the timing is perfect. Cadian, though, will not get the chance. And this should be the round for Mad Lions now. Round number 7.
Yeah, I think he looked the wrong way. I think that's all it was. Maybe expecting some sort of flash to come through as well, but whatever it was, it didn't quite go his way. And it's going to be a 7th now on the board for the T side. So again, we're seeing like similar things to what we saw in the last map. A dominating half out from Heroic, and then at least a strong start into the next one. The problem is, I'm just sitting here with the feeling that it's going to be like a fake comeback, if anything. Like they'll do a bit of damage, they'll like bring themselves up a few rounds, and then eventually we're just going to see Heroic come back to form.
Let's wait and see if that prediction will come true. Stown will save the AWP and bring it into the next round, and the T side will also gain a big plus in the economy department. No worries there. But right now the money is looking tight for Heroic, so probably see some pistols being purchased here and then a full buy in the next coming round. It's actually going to be a tactical timeout. I don't mind this. Just taking some time to talk this over, because technically they could get a buy going here. They could run some MP9s and FAMASs, but it's a tough call to make. Luckily, they have Cadian and Hunden to kind of decide on this. Some of the best minds in Danish CS, and they decide to go for the force here.
I'm quite surprised, actually. Like, it's not an awful buy, especially with the amount of utility they have, but just because they're so far in the lead, I thought they might take a little bit more of a breather, but clearly want to get back on the right foot sooner.
But then
maybe,
again, Tom,
save their round difference a bit.
I would, in any scenario, take the advice of Cadian and Hunden over the advice of me and you. Let's be real. If they think this is the best choice, I'll go with that.
What if it's about something like, I don't know, making your head look nice and shiny?
Oh,
what about then? What about then?
Definitely, Hunden. Have you seen his curls? They are nice and shiny.
His hair, not his head.
Well, it's on his head. And maybe Cadian will turn this whole thing on its head very soon with an AWP. Molotov forces Shush away. The first frag has gone and come from Cadian onto right. Rotating now, and once again a 3-2 split onto this B bomb side, but this is very aggressive from Cadian. Is he ready for number 2? Yes, Innocent. Double entry. What a play from him. And he's very cautious to this left side angle because he knows that's probably where Stown is going to be, so Innocent could get a triple entry, but he probably will be denied. The Molotovs and nades will take Stown out instead. Holding some time here, Stown, but surely he cannot survive.
And they've heard all the footsteps from Testas as well.
Yeah.
It's the same as last time. Innocent just defending his teammates, and Nico might as well just bring a FAMAS. So I think this is going to be the moment where they will have to take their eco. Yeah. They will have a reasonable amount of money in their pockets. It's not worth letting this one get out of control.
Yeah, this is it's kind of an irritating factor because Heroic, when they do the demo review of this one, will feel like they had the correct setup. They were 3 guys towards that B bomb side. They came in with an aggressive play, even after they lost the first one. The second player, they actually flashed him out, but he just got a kill mid-flash. So Heroic felt like they did this round correctly. But they did. It didn't work out for them in the end. That's kind of how CS is sometimes. And even with Nico going down in the end, that's just, yeah. That's a tough one to swallow. Look at this. First entry, secondary. Flash timing is perfect, but Borb is just caught off guard. Great round from Innocent.
Once again, it's looking like he's going to go for that challenge up towards Banana. Of course, as said, weaker punches. The nades are doing so much damage. Barup on just 10 HP, and well, even Stown isn't exactly healthy at this point. They do have a single smoke, but that's only going to deny... Well, actually, 2 smokes. There's one on Barup as well. It's only going to deny for a certain amount of time, especially with how easy it's been for Mad Lions to actually gain this banana control.
Oh.
And that smoke, not even a good smoke. It's given quite a big space. Yeah. Now, granted, it works both ways, but I'm definitely going to be betting on the AWP of Acor a little bit further in that scenario.
And now we have to focus on over to Tessus and his teammate up in the apartments. It's going to be Nico. Double deagle crossfire-ish setup. And actually rotations coming in from Cadian and Borup towards this mid. So there are currently 4 CT players towards this bomb site, which is the correct call. Let's see Tessus. Will he grab the first one? No, he won't. But the refrag comes in from Nico. AK grabs and surely just runs away with this one. Down trying to deny a weapon as well and see if he can save that. Yes, he will. And that's perfect. Run away. Save those guns.
Bomb has been planted.
And bring those into the next round.
Yeah, not a bad round for Heroic, but ultimately this is still Mad Lions slowly grinding this one back. It's been, what, 6 rounds in a row now.
Yeah, look at the money. They have 3 players surviving from this one, and Shush did not survive, but it's still a 9K. Aiko surviving 5-3, Innocent surviving 5-4. Like, they are going to have plenty of money. And they're only going to be 3 rounds behind, so this is definitely a match. If they win the next buy round, this is going to be a tight game.
There's not really any excuses when it comes to economy going into this one, that's for sure. Cadian will have his AWP. There's plenty of money, especially alongside those two save weapons to get extra utility. As you said, though, Mad Lions are pretty much set. I feel like they'd basically have to lose the game to run out of money at this point. Unless maybe there's a few like very clean wins with no bomb plants, but I'm not sure I'm too much of a believer in that. Again, we're going to see this early challenge for Banana, and oh wow, he just goes balls to the wall, straight down. He's going to find this spray through, and this is the adaptation that Heroic have decided to make. Okay, you want to fight us for Banana? Well, we're going to go just that little bit further than you have to take full control. They do take a lot of damage in return, but even the nades,
yeah, they're fine.
Connected onto Innocent and Acor are fantastic.
They're fine with this trade. That's absolutely no worries. They know that they've done some damage onto a secondary player as well as getting the kill onto a Cillian. So yes, Tez's is low, but that's not really too big of a problem. Once again, doing this split where they actually technically do a 1-1-3 split with one player who can rotate very quickly. All that the player in highway or speedway, whatever you want to call it, is he can rotate whenever there's a piece of utility pop towards B. Then he's going to rotate and then play a 2-3 split. But until he hears that utility, he can actually shut down or hold the angle towards Arch. And now more into a standard 2-3 split with Arch player being able to rotate CT in 4 or 5 seconds. Smoke lands down, Borup. Ready and waiting. 1, 2, maybe even 3 for Borup. That's perfect. Acor. 1v4. That should be the round.
Molotov landing in the smoke as well is only going to make things work for him. And it is Cadian to end it all. Really nice round from Borup. Someone who we haven't really had to talk about too much. I think that was something that you mentioned in the first map, was he was someone who you wanted to see, I guess, the best from within this team, and maybe the one question mark. But yeah, if they're those sort of rounds, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining in the Heroic camp.
And it's a fun story, and we can kind of like focus on it now that there is a timeout. So Borup is of course a young player. He's what, 21 years old right now, maybe 20 years old, something in that scenario, and he's played for a lot of teams. When he started his earliest part of his career, when he started as a pro player, that was in 2016. So he's played in a like decent level of CS in the last 4 years, and some would even argue that when he played for Fraxis in the very, very early parts of 2016, almost making it 5 years, that he was one of the most touted talents in Danish Counter-Strike. I definitely know that I was counting on him to be one of the newer names when he came in around 2015. But he hasn't shown that yet. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's on a top 20 team. But we expected more. So it's always interesting to see him deliver.
Liking the confidence of Cadian, not only to get the first one, but he's going to go back for more. Not this time. He's fallen back to the site. But realistically, you could even see it on Acor's side of things. He's waiting just in case someone does go for the peak, because that is what we've been witnessing from Heroic over the last few rounds, is just the confidence brewing once again. They have used pretty much all of their utility, though. Sure, they've got 2 smokes, but no Molotovs, and only a couple of flashbangs. And considering there's still a minute left on the clock, it's only a 1-man advantage. And for that reason, you can see they're starting to take some risks. That risk is to bring Borup over a little bit earlier, and with the smokes falling, some counter utility being expended, Mad Lions might have to wait a moment longer. And in fact, we're seeing maybe a slight retreat just to check if there's anybody down behind them.
Once again, this map, Cadian has been MVP candidate. We'll grab another one here. Tries to get the shot through the box, and he will. Coffins will be destroyed, and so will Acor. Down on the back of it. Cadian with 2, or actually with 3, and down with 2. Perfect round on that B defense. 23-10, Tom.
Yeah, he's had a beastly performance across both maps, and I'm loving to see it, especially someone that's been within the scene so long. In fact, I think the first proper event I ever casted, Cadian was on the desk.
And that one must have been the major where he was in Mouse Sports, right? And
no, it was Starladder Invitational, one of the first ones. He was they're taking a break between teams, and they invited him onto the desk. So yeah, nice. I met him a long time ago, and he's a lovely guy, but he is killing it in this server. I'm sure he's not making friends on the other side of things. I wouldn't like to be a Mad Lions player. They said there's all love, but I'm sure after this match they'll be like, damn it, Cadian and its aggressive Orping style. Shutting us down early.
Yeah, he's one of those players who's been in the scene for a long while. He of course came in when the game was brand new back in the early starts of CS:GO. He actually also played in Source on a way lower level, just like kind of like Dupree. Him and Dupree's stories are kind of similar. Both weren't on the top level in Source, but played with the greater players in that game.
And then they moved to a better game.
CS:GO came around, and then they started to flourish.
This is an interesting position from Baruch, but it works with the trades. Maybe a little bit greedy from Stown, though. Especially when you're the last man standing on the B site. Could have got away with the advantage. Instead, peeks back in, hands Innocent a freebie. And now they're selling the fake, although it hasn't really worked. The peek coming back out, and Nico just to execute Shursha. Now they're running into a site where they at least know there's a player, and I don't even think they'll have any idea that Tessa hasn't budged from the pit. He just sat there waiting. They're not even going to check it. They'll be like, why would someone still be there? We sold the fake. They would have rotated, right? Nah. Nope. Still just sitting there waiting. No questions at all. And Heroic 15-9. There was, as said, what I want to call the fake comeback from Mad Lions, as they do get back to 9 at least. Make the scoreline look a little bit more respectable, but after the 12-3 half, it has been all Heroic again in this second map, and they're looking to close it, what is, against some pistols alongside a couple of AKs, at least some extra utility, but definitely a much weaker buy than what Heroic has.
Cadian is very close to going plus 30 frags for the series. If he gets 3 in this round, that will be a plus 30 series from Cadian. That is absolutely insane for someone in his role as AWPer and endgame leader. That's only like I can only think of MSL at DreamHack Masters in what, 2 years ago, 2018, of someone who's actually done that. That was of course a bigger tournament, but still, this is a great performance from Cadian.
Well, Tessus waiting. Cadian is in the right place at the right time, but it seems like they're just hunting down the frags. He's got 2. He said he needed 3, so there's 1 more on the board, potentially, and he's going to be denied. In fact, the kill going back the other way somewhat ruins that. That's some nice damage through the wall from Acor. And an even better one from Baruch. It is going to be a 16-9 scoreline. It's Heroic to take it over the line as expected, but you know what, Risk? We expected a few teething issues from the side of Mad Lions, so it's not the end of the world.
It definitely isn't. This is a long journey for the Mad Lions team, and one that Innocent will be a part of for a long time, I think. Yeah. At least for this season coming in 2020 is always going to be a weird year for everyone. So Mad Lions, they're testing things out, and this is no time to judge them on that. Let's wait like 3 to 6 months and see what happens. And what we can see is that now we've seen this Heroic lineup for 6 months now. Yes, there's been a break, but they are looking spectacular.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm guessing the desk will probably share the same sentiments. We'll see what they have to say after a short break.